Get you in the picture too. All right, smile, Jim. Don't throw all that gas away. We're gonna need it. There's our pilot now exiting the plane. Got us here at Vero Beach. Vero Beach Airport. We'll go over to the Piper factory and see how they put together Piper airplanes shortly.
Fortune in oil in Pennsylvania before the turn of last century. For you younger people, that was the 1800s. After several different endeavors, William Piper realized his true calling in life was manufacturing and finance. And in 1927, he bought into an existing aircraft company in Bradford, Pennsylvania. He bought 50% of the assets outright and assumed an equal say in the day-to-day running of that company. By 1934, he had acquired almost 80% of the assets. Spring of 37, it burned to the ground. Mr. Piper bought whatever remained from his partner, who later went on to build Airrcraft. Those of you that are familiar with airplanes may recognize that product. And he then moved into an abandoned silk and cotton mill in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. In November of 1937, Mr. Piper officially changed the name to Piper Aircraft Corporation. This past November, we celebrated 77 years as Piper. Now, the airport in Vero Beach, for your information, was built by the Navy during the Second World War. It was a naval aviation training base. The military, both Navy and Army, built several smaller airports up and down the east coast of Florida. And this one being a naval aviation training base, they built long runways, good runways, put a lot of tarmac around this side of the airport. They built barracks for sailors and waves. They built apartments for the officers. They had a movie theater, a hospital, quite a lot of above-ground quantity for ammunition and parts storage. They had 3 or 4 major instructional buildings, and in addition to that, they put a spur line in from Florida East Coast that came on the property in order to bring ammunition and parts for the aircraft. After the war, typical of the government, they abandoned the property, sold it back to the city of Vero Beach for all the improvements included for $1.
Wow. And
the airport kind of sat here. The city did lease the apartments to the locals for housing. Those buildings were taken down probably maybe 15, 20 years ago. And in the mid-50s, Mr. Piper owned a home in Fort Lauderdale. And he would fly back and forth mainly in the winter on weekends to enjoy Florida temperatures compared to the Pocono Mountains. And he would stop at the Vero Beach Airport to refuel going south. And at that time, population in Indian River County was less than 15,000 total population. 8,700 lived in the city. The rest were just scattered around the county. And the design for Cherokee Aircraft had already started in Lock Haven. Lock Haven was prone for floods. Lock Haven was in the Pocono Mountains, not conducive to a whole lot of flying year-round due to weather. And Mr. Piper, seeing this airport, realized that if he could buy some property here, it would be an ideal place to build the Cherokee. And in the mid-50s, he caught the city at a weak moment and bought 86 acres on the airport. We're the only private company that owns any airport property. Everything else around here is owned by the city, at least all the other businesses. And after 9/11, in 2001, the TSA says we must control movement since we have access to active runways. That's why we take your IDs. Now, the small building past the flagpole was completed in 1957. That is our Engineering Research and Development Center. Was and still is. It has been enlarged quite a few times. When we go in the hallway, you can see a picture of it. The 2 memorials by the flagpole, we're going to head that way. One of them on the right is from Mr. Piper. He is known as the Henry Ford of general aviation. He was the first general aviation manufacturer to build aircraft on a true assembly line process. The memorial on the left, when we get closer, is a gentleman by the name of Fred White. Fred is known in general and commercial aviation circles for his contribution to commercial and general. For an example, Air Coupe, Boney Proctor, Knack Tally. He was the first to put tricycle landing gear on an airplane. Quite a few prop designs and an awful lot of what's still being incorporated today in the Cherokee production was either his direct influence and or greatly driven by him. Both gentlemen were Mr. Piper would walk up, or Fred would walk up to a person on an assembly fixture or a machine, start talking to him like we are. After they walk away, a couple of them would self-recruit that he was the old guy, he's the owner of the company. So you didn't know. He had no air about him as being highfalutin or rich or anything else. And of course, anybody that owns an aircraft company, they don't get rich. They just get deeper in debt.
Alright, going back home. Had a nice tour at Piper Aircraft. There's our pilot getting ready. Turn the jet off.